Define irony. And on the opposite of what you were expecting when something happened is how I would define irony. And we're not just talking an iron and then the letter Y. No, instead we're talking about me watching multiple Vincent Price movies and then all the Conjuring movies, and to hear Ed and Lorraine being mentioned very specifically in Late Night with the Devil from 2023. Johnny Carson rival Jack Delroy, amazingly played by David Dastmalchian, hosts a syndicated talk show Night Owls that has long been a trusted companion to insomniacs around the country. However, ratings for the show have plummeted since the tragic death of Jack's beloved wife. Desperate to turn his fortunes around on October 31st, 1977, Jack plans a Halloween special like no other, unaware that he is about to unleash evil into the living rooms of America. A horror flick that's devilishly fun, says Slant Magazine. And absolutely brilliant. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I love this movie. This was delightfully great. It is, at first, it may seem it's, oh, I love this movie. This is just, yes, it is a tribute to 1970s talk shows, of course, the big influence being Johnny Carson and whoever else was the, and a little bit of like maybe the Saturday Night Live and everything else. But this was just a send up, just a beautiful set, freaking fantastic performances, so true, scary moments going on in there. But it all just boils so perfectly into a movie that is so fantastic to watch. I mean, I really. Okay, let's explain why this works so great. Well, obviously, with the 1970s tribute, you're going to have a guy with some hair and who's got this, you got the expression right here, and I'm like, okay, you have a person, you have the what is that? The foiled, the other person that's the comedic bit, the foil with the bad Cheetos looking mustache. It's so 1970s. It's fantastic. You have the band performing across like you'd see on any one of these late nights. Colbert, Letterman, Myers. Trying to think of some other ones. Leno, of course. And it's like that's what we like to see. But it's like, oh, I know. Let's also get this one guy named Carmichael Haig, who is of course supposed to be a tribute to who is that? James Randi, the person who debunked a lot of psychics and everything else, and it's just so good. I was like, okay, yeah, David, the guy who plays Jack, is just so great. It's just like the infectious comedic person, but at the same time, it's like he really does care about his guests, and he's able to deal with this one guy who is first person who Cardo, I think was his name, was like, okay, trying to revel in it, not trying to overtake or trying to be condescending to the person there. But it's like also at the same time when the next person comes out, which is a girl who was rescued from a what was that, satanic ritual home, satanic home, if you will. She supposedly can contact this demon, Mr. Wriggles, and also, and then these two have and then him and the James Randi looking Carmichael go at each other. It's like, yeah, of course she has her guardian, I guess is the word. They like, they have the witticisms and the drama is really great. This movie shifts tonally and greatly from drama to comedy to horror, just like that. And it's just so amazing. And it's like, yes, this is what I like to see. And you just think of how it's just so good. It's like, okay, and of course, it's like maybe this demon is infecting this girl, but at the same time, I am thinking, okay, supposedly there's going to be some, like, it's going to be debunked or whatever, but at the same time, it's not. Which actually, maybe at the same time it is, it's not. Who knows? I don't know. I don't want to spoil this movie for you. But, it's like the studio does some trickery. They even have a freaking theremin, this little instrument where you play with, I think it's like when your hand produces the um, winds and like it's produced, noise is produced with your hands, and it's a great Halloween / progressive rock instrument for the wind, by the way. And, just it's like there you got the band, but at the same time you have some sequences that make you think, okay, who is the devil exactly? That's what I was wondering. Is it going to be like, how's it going to be broadcast throughout America? Is it going to be like the Max Headroom incident? Look that up. It's really weird and really funny. But it's just such a good movie. It's just you got um the build up, the anticipation of everything, and you just think, boy, this is actually really interesting. Of course, in the beginning we have the the history going on with Jack as he's trying to pummel Carson in the ratings, but here's Johnny will just not cease his grip on America. That does become a plot point later. Let's just say that did take me by surprise. Just enough. I kinda had a feeling what was going on, but at the same time, you put the pieces together. This is also during sweeps week of the early 70s, in which they're trying to, I think it's to either sweep the competition away or try and get more advertisements, sponsors, and things like that. So this is just the desperation, not desperation, but how far some people will go to with tricks that are still within the FCC boundaries, by the way, to maintain viewership. The actor, what was it? He got mentioned in I'm trying to remember, something with Fangoria magazine. He wrote some articles, or I mentioned something about him. Ultimately, he did get selected, and it was just and of course, he freaking is phenomenal in here. I mean, truly. And, oh yeah, absolutely brilliant. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. Yes, Stephen King did say that. When you hear that from the king of horror himself, that should convince you to freaking watch this movie, okay? At first, I was reluctant. I said, okay, I like the premise. And, just when you see it, it's like, yeah. But I was thinking, like, is this, like, throughout America? What, like, is being all the homes in America? Are they going to have some devil or something like that? Or are they going to have just, like, are they just going to be witnessing an evil that took place on stage? That part is for you to determine. So it's like, yeah. There's also a mention that I noticed in the beginning. Look up I don't really want to say this guy's name, but the Bohemian Grove is where the whole bunch of it's just pretty much supposedly a summer vacation for the rich and powerful, or just more of the rich, just pretty much just frat men, if you will. When that InfoWars person Alex Jones did some investigating and revealed everything that was going on. That plays a part in it later, which I forgot what it's called in the movie, but it is very, very interesting to see the parallels, and of course, with the satanic panic going on in the 1970s and 80s, and so everyone started blaming daycares of all things, and it's just like, history shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. Godzilla. And ultimately, it's just, yeah, the scene where it's like everything is just like, yeah, that happens, and just how history just keeps repeating itself and stuff like that. This movie should hopefully be a good conduit. We're like, hey, yeah, I'm not exactly believing what I'm hearing from really any party. I will determine for myself what the concept. Anyway, enough of that's just my opinion. Freaking great movie, great behind the scenes. I mean, yeah, we got the guy who does the James Randi guy. We got the guy who plays the with the awful with the Cheetos mustache. You get the girl who portrays Lily Vera. I mean, they're all freaking perfect. In 93 minutes, it's quick. You'll enjoy this. I highly, highly recommend you like Late Night with the Devil.